Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, we had chosen the 4 nominations we needed for the final round. Well, for the second round, which is the final round of the main game. The nominations were Naoga Koro, Keiji Shinogi, Kana Kazuchi, and So Hiyori. So yeah, now it's a matter of time of the rest of us to figure out who to choose. That being us, Sara, Q-Taro, Jin, and Alice. Anyway, let's begin. At the time of the third trade, I was searching on the first floor alone. Now, Q-Taro says nothing. Okay. I should tell you, the third trade occurred when everyone was sharing the laptop. At the time of the third trade, I was searching on the first floor alone, meow. Oh, that's no abstract. I was off doing this stuff by myself, Wolf, and I wanted to see the laptop, meow. What stuff did you do exactly? It's not relevant right now, Wolf. Okay, that's suspicious. Q-Taro, why aren't you talking? Remembering the photo on the laptop still makes my heart quake. But what's important now is that card trade. In the end, it was a mutual betrayal. Q-Taro Hamburger, despite being right there, he traded it to his sacrifice to you. Such a cold-blooded man. Don't speak of bonds to me. Something strange here. Okay, then I guess it's... Oh, Q-Taro changed. Why won't you deny it, Q-Taro? Huh? I mean, you need a ring-up box to trade. If he used the one on the spot, we would have... shouldn't we have seen him do it? Could he be... What could he be hiding? Okay. Time for the clicking game. Did that work or not? Be silent as you want. It's no use. Aye. Spit it out. Spit it all out, Q-Taro. I meant to cooperate with Sara, with everyone, but I got used for convenience. I'm pathetic, a pathetic adult. The third trade, my sacrifice being sent to Sara. It wasn't me. It was So's doing. Say what? I don't know what you're talking about. So knew. He knew I had the sacrifice. What? When everybody was sharing the laptop. So was going to use the toilet. So wasn't going to use the toilet. He went to use the ring-up box to trade my sacrifice for Sarah's keymaster. I don't know a thing about that. Wait a second. He chose 2 people who had made them choose them trade. You can do that? It must be possible, huh? So you can say that with confidence. So, isn't it about time you confess? Tell us your real reason for sharing the laptop. Such a deeply suspicious individual, Keiji. Okay, trading between 2 other people. Oh, this one, okay. Discussion is stuck in equilibrium, failing to come to an agreement. How about I hear the truth from your mouth? About what? Between the statements that these 2 give, I should either confirm or affirm correct ones or deny incorrect ones. Q-Taro couldn't do the third one. I was on the toilet, so neither could I couldn't either. Well, Q-Taro, we can confirm. Exactly, because he was with us. The question is, how did you know the sacrifice? She's just rolling on ahead with the assumption that I knew. Did he learn about Q-Taro's sacrifice via hacking? Couldn't I just take a peek to do that? You could. All you would take is just looking at. Yeah. Precisely, you saw it directly. Q-Taro isn't... Q-Taro's intent was to negotiate with So. And as a condition for his trade, he should sow his sacrifice god. It's a natural to think that. Such an active imagination, Miss Sara. How about you use that imagination to consider what their negotiation was like? Q-Taro started to negotiate outside his bedroom door. Were you watching, or what? Yeah, I think... Didn't KG say he was? Yes, even so already recognised that fact. That's right. How did So react to Q-Taro's proposition? He must have let him in the room quickly and struck a deal. I'm not brave enough to deal with to let Q-Taro in. False, because well, Sara wouldn't know that, but we've seen you talk to him. Exactly, you're frail, so. Sure you wouldn't have that courage. Is that meant to be a provocation? It isn't working. Adults are too cool-headed. No, you were brave. No, I was trembling like a puppy. Miss Sara, don't lump strangers in with weirdly powerful high school girls like yourself. What do you mean, weirdly powerful? Okay, so I guess it's Keiji's thing. Right, he promptly invited him to talk. Hey, you know Q-Taro despises me quite a bit. So, would I really throw caution to the wind and open up the door for him? Okay, guess we got all of them wrong. No, I'm sure Sol was on guard. Q-Taro had taken the laptop from him once before, so wouldn't let him in the room, no questions asked. Then, did they make a deal through the door? I was assuming. I just thought of a way. Q-Taro slipped the tablet under the door. Wouldn't he consider I might betray him? No, I don't think he would have, considering we're in this situation, so sliding under the door. That's exactly it. That's what Q-Taro did to propose his deal. So it must have been fairly wary of Q-Taro, who could best him using force. So Q-Taro informed him that he was the sacrifice in advance. Not vocally, by showing his tablet. Why wouldn't Q-Taro just say this if this is what happened? So, you had yet another objective on top of the tokens and the Sara folder. To control the sacrifice as you wanted. You got it. After the second trade, me and Kana were working on an escape plan. Then I heard Q-Taro through the door, want to make a deal, he said. I didn't care to listen, but he slid his tablet under the door. And there I saw it, the sacrifice. How brave of him to go as far as offering up info just so I'd share the laptop. What do you know? Sara, you saw that first floor security footage, right? Well, that's the truth. I hadn't discussed my first trial, had I? It was one absurd trial, I'll tell you. They told me, set up the props using the death game. Then it's true, you set up the cards. Yeah, of course, I didn't know what they meant yet. Once I found out, I knew Kai's fate was set. It's like I killed him. Kai took the sage card that I just placed at random. That's why I at least wanted to get Kai's laptop back one more time. Such an emotional story. So that's what drove you to give me a whole 100 tokens. 100, you know. That's enough for 2 trades, are you insane? But you left enough for yourself. You left yourself enough for just 1 trade. How cunning, pretending to risk your life, but not forgetting to protect yourself. What a dirty adult you are. Say again. All told, you left yourself an escape route. If you were in a pickle, you could pass the sacrifice away from yourself. That's why I decided to act first and send the sacrifice to someone else. To Miss Sara. Always thinking of our allies. Is that the truth of the third trade? I was hopeful it might make a tear off your sheep's clothing. Why does he do all this to me? But you went above and beyond my expectations. The fourth trade was you, wasn't it, Miss Sara? No, because we never did any of the trades. We never started any. What do you mean by that? I mean, the sacrifice was, is what killed Joe? Yes. I didn't do any trades. Your guess is off the mark there. I didn't do it. I didn't do any trades. In fact, I couldn't because I didn't have the tokens. That's a poor excuse. Quiet, Lona. I was with Big Sis Sara for the fourth trade, Wolf. So was I. Sara didn't do any of the trade then. Well then, it must have been an ally who did it for you. KG, you took the sacrifice from Miss Sara, didn't you? What? What's the meaning of this? It's really simple. It's really very simple. The two of them were accomplices. So, what, like you and Kana? Miss Sara and KG formed a terrifying plan involving the sacrifice. To achieve victory in the main game by way of sacrifice. They schemed an escape plan by working together and having KG win the vote. I suspect the fifth trade that followed was Miss Sara and KG making a bluff. They picked two random commoners to have a trade. Then you say KG Shinogi has the sacrifice. That's all a wild fabrication. I mean, the sacrifice I had was taken away by the fifth trade. So spouting nonsense to lead everyone by the nose. I mean, it's not necessarily true. He could just be wrong. Because, yeah, there's lying, which is misinformation with intention. And then, obviously being wrong, misinformation by accident. If my reasoning is correct, KG is the sacrifice and the sage is Miss Now, perhaps. I'm the sage? Yeah. It may well be fine to have Miss Now die this time. Wait a second. At the start, you said you were the sacrifice. Yep, that was a lie. I'm a commoner. No way, then. Wouldn't you be in the same boat as me? I see. Guess choosing anybody but KG is the same in the end. Then that's both of Kana. She's the least valuable. So, enough. Huh? It's been a long time since I've hated somebody this much. Here's a friendly little police report. I've long since used up all my tokens. Aha. You want me to just believe that? So you were just, they're just dying to say I ended up being the sacrifice, aren't you? Unfortunately, I'm the Keymaster. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as... So, what? Because isn't that what Q-Taro claimed? Wait, what are you saying? The Keymaster is Q-Taro, though. Looks like we got him good. Oh, Ken. My real role is the sage. Q-Taro is the sage? Ridiculous, that's impossible. It's possible, alright. As the sage, I'm making an announcement. KG's without a doubt the Keymaster. Can't be true, that's all. You were on the right track to think accomplices, but it wasn't Sara I teamed up with, it was Q-Taro. Let's tell the truth of the fourth trade, shall we? The trade between Mr. Policeman and Q-Taro. First when So betrayed me with the sacrifice, I went stomping around in a rage. When I heard what happened, I proposed to Q-Taro that we team up. So in the fourth trade, you two traded your cards. The fourth trade sure ended up punishing the loner now, you know. Hold on, Q-Taro, when you passed out during the fourth trade? Yeah, hold on, let's sort this out. Right, so KG started as the Keymaster apparently, ended as the Keymaster. Sage is missing, but the Sage is currently here at Q-Taro. Okay then. So that would mean that KG was the Sage at the third round here. But yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, I'm actually curious, when you passed out, I mean, KG could do the trade himself, but is he panicking? He hasn't worked out his logic. So on the fourth trade, KG Shinobi and Q-Taro Hamburger traded their cards. Why couldn't you make a proper trade? Can't you make a proper trade, KG Shinogi? The fourth trade sure ended up punching the load of meow. I'm sure Mr. Policeman was burning with a desire to see justice carried out, meow. He used a whole 50 tokens to trade a card with the Muzzle Gorilla to defeat the Loner Wolf. Huh? Before Mr. Policeman said he didn't have any tokens at the fourth trade, meow. Then he couldn't have traded, but Q-Taro could have. And Q-Taro was passed out, so we could have had used Hit No because we had his what it. First, when So betrayed me with the sacrifice, I went out summoning a rage. Seeing you act funny, Sara, I was convinced the sacrifice moved to you. I wouldn't let it stand. I decided to knock him down and take my tokens back. Katie noticed me then and came to talk. He persuaded me to give it up. Didn't know what So was thinking after all. So after I trusted Keiji and had him take custody of all my remaining tokens. All of them. When I learned about the sacrifice incident, I proposed Q-Taro that we team up. That said, when I first spotted him, I just pacified him since he was annoyed. But I ended up talking with Q-Taro and we thought things over. In the fourth trade, I traded my card with Q-Taro's Keymaster. But actually, I went and did this trade myself while Q-Taro passed out. Since Q-Taro figured it out during the main game and was able to put the story together. It's all owed to the power of that card, even my noticing of Q-Taro's Keymaster. Is it this card that you're on about? Nope. Okay, no. Is it? Is this is what's happening, right? Would it be? Oop. I'm messing up now. Which seemingly it's a. There we go. You give him all your tokens, Meow? Sure didn't. It seems like that landed way outside So's ballpark. Ballpark. There we go. Got it right. Shut up. Running out of leeway, are we? I still got no doubts. I couldn't be convinced that we just that. After all, Keiji, why were you able to know about Q-Taro having the Keymaster? Isn't it the only way that during the main game? Isn't that the only way to do that during the main game is with the Sage's power of clairvoyance? Ah, so you still don't know. Okie dokie, let's resume the discussion. We were able to extract a new statement from So. I just have to keep going. Okay. So, extracting from... okay. I guess it's... these two versus Keiji, I guess. The power of that card. You don't mean... yeah, the Sage's clairvoyance, of course. The Sage could use clairvoyance outside the main game. That's what the tablets are for. You intentionally didn't mention it. Unraveled all the mysteries now. This should prove it. Mr. Policeman used clairvoyance to see Q-Taro's Keymaster. Then I made the fourth trade to swap Q-Taro's Keymaster with my Sage. And now, there isn't even a need to discuss the fifth trade anymore. I convinced of your victory earlier. You confessed that I'm a commoner. Any other questions? Oh, there's something about Keiji's story. I'll become clear if I look back at the trades so far. The card I had at first was a commoner with Keiji's Keymaster. Yep. The Keymaster was sent to me and my commoner was Keiji, so Keiji should be a commoner until... Next, the second trade. The sacrifice went to Q-Taro and his commoner went to someone else. Next, the third trade. So's intended the trade that So initiated the trade that sent me the sacrifice and Q-Taro the Keymaster. The fourth trade, which is what we discussed, the Keymaster went to Keiji and the Sage went to Q-Taro. The Sage, really? Where did the Sage come from? That's right, the Sage is out of place. Keiji should have been a commoner the whole time. So why did Keiji have the Sage at the time of the fourth round? That must mean Keiji's first card wasn't a Keymaster. That makes sense. Because, I mean, so obviously give the example that you don't have to trade between two people, including yourself. Keiji's first card being the Keymaster, that was a lie. Keiji had the Sage from the beginning, so his clairvoyance let him see who had the Keymaster from the beginning too, which is why the first trade, he could have made me the person with the Keymaster trade. But if he did that, he hasn't he been lying to me this whole time? He has been lying to us the whole time, so he doesn't trust us. Are you really going to vote for so? Now, something's not right. We should discuss this a little bit more. Stop it. Aren't you a candidate? You won't have to get picked. I'm afraid too, but I have a weird feeling about. Are we just sure that So's really a commoner and that Keiji's the Keymaster? Yeah, because we don't know where the sacrifices ended up. You're exactly right. There are still mysteries remaining. In the fifth trade, why did someone trade the sacrifice I had? And the other party was a commoner. This isn't a problem we can ignore. Yeah, meow. This fifth trade, we should talk about it some. If by any chance we pick the sacrifice, we're done for, you know. We shouldn't need any more discussion. Keiji, digging up all conclusions is going to make us more lost. It's your turn to die, so. This is how it'll end. No. We can't do that, Keiji. As long as we have time, we should seek the truth. Okay, Keiji seems really eager to kill, so let's do it. We'll discuss the roles of the four in the final vote. Okay. As someone who's moved Sara's sacrifice via the fifth trade, if Keiji Shinoki is the Keymaster of the sacrifice, it should be so. Kana or now, yes. Is the commoner really? Is the loner really a commoner? Yeah. Should we believe that, Woof? So right, so was convinced the whole time that Sara had traded away the sacrifice. In other words, Kana or now, which of them would have a sacrifice? I don't believe it. Keiji and Q-Taro are lying. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You need to believe that they're lying. Alice is right. If Sohiyori's unrest is genuine, was it Kazuchi? That would explain why he's pushing for Kama so much. What if it's all the loner lying? Woof. Well, I mean, we know the loner. Him not being able to refute anything is weird, you know. Could it be he's actually accomplice with Booker's girl and putting on an act? Yeah, Kana hasn't said anything. She's the only one alive who's not speaking. Is there any possibility that his Keymaster was sent somewhere else at some point? Kisara's Sage power should let him see if that Keiji's the Keymaster. Then, is that possibility 0? Yep. That's to say so far into Keiji's trick. The location of the sacrifice or any other card didn't know. He didn't know one lick about the truth. If he had stolen my tablet when he knocked me out, he could have learned my card. But I kept it on me at all times to avoid just that. Kept it tucked beneath my clothes. So didn't have a chance to do tomfoolery. He's a commoner. His tablet, huh? Hold on. Tablet. Hey, down next to him. But it wasn't in his clothes. It wasn't in it, it was on the floor. Q-Taro, are you saying that you had your tablet on you the whole time? Yes? Yep. Take a look, it's right here. And when you woke up, where was it? Oh, on the table in our supper room. On the table. I'd call that being off for you, meow. As I thought. the tablet Q-Taro now has is a spare. And this table I picked up was lying near you when you were passed out. What do you say? I would assume that this is Q-Taro's original tablet. The question is, why is it lying on the floor? It's because So took the tablet from Q-Taro. Well, but they're locked by fingerprints, Wolf. Sure. But while near him, he could bypass that by simply pressing a fainted Q-Taro's finger on it. So when you arrive on the outrageous truth, what do you mean by that? Depending on when So looked at the tablet, he might have seen through our entire strategy. What? This is the worst time for it would be after the 4th trade. That's when Q-Taro at the Sage and I at the Keymaster. If he saw the tablet then, he could use Q-Taro's power to also know I'm the Keymaster. So has just been acting fooled? Shoot, you got me. Or not. Wonder if I'm acting right now. Or maybe I'm telling the truth. I mean, it's the smartest play you have, so... Not good. Now there's a possibility So has to sacrifice. It's no good. We shouldn't vote for So Hiyori. Guess not. You can vote for Kana or Miss Snow, whichever you like. Why you... well then, let's resume the discussion yet, guys. We'll discuss who's safe to vote for. We gotta find the one with the least chance of having the sacrifice. So Hiyori must be avoided. It must be avoided at all costs. But we don't know what he's thinking. But between the Bucket Girl and Big Sis Now, is there really any difference, Wolf? You need a certain amount of tokens to take the sacrifice from Sara and the trade. Okay, we'll extract everyone really. Start with ours. We just have to choose now, between now and Kana. Very helpful, Alice. Bucket Girl as big as now. Is there really any difference? Woof. Ouch. All I can think is the tokens now. Bucket Girl had a lot, and Big as now only had a little. Woof. But what do we even do now, you know? Tokens. Okay, so that's why you have to figure out tokens. Gotta find out. But I don't know if the aim of the one who did the trade, what possibilities are there? So if you consider all the token counts, you'll get your answer. Okay, so Q-Taro versus Jin, right? Because Q-Taro is asking the question that Jin is answering. Nope. Nope. Okay. I don't think Alice is going to be used at all. Yep. So... KG versus Jin. There we go. Like Jin says, now hardly had any tokens. Surely she couldn't have been the one to take the sacrifice from Sara. Then, is now the one with the least likelihood? Wait, please. This isn't right. Fix this now. The least likelihood? Are you gonna kill me for just a vague reasoning? Please, I have another discussion. You're right, we can't end this discussion. What are you saying? I just remembered something. There's a way anyone could get tokens. Miss Sara, you know too, right, don't you? Oh, Rekka's body. A way for anyone to get the tokens. By stealing tokens from Rekka's body. I knew you could do it. Pixis now wouldn't do such a thing. But she was left alone with the body, though. That's the reason we couldn't get rearranged his chip. But it's true, when I went to check the body, the tokens were already gone. And now I was closely inspecting the room of lies. Nah. It ain't just now who could have done it. Couldn't any of us have gotten the tokens? In other words, everyone has the potential to possess the sacrifice. Well, Jin, Alice, Q-Taro and myself have no reason to lie about having it, or not having it rather, since we're dead, if we did. So, yeah. Then, the last action is going to be key. What were each of us doing at the time of the 5th trade? As in, just before the main game started with. I hope we can find the sacrifice. But we were with Jin, so... Now we have to determine based on Soul, Kana, and Nao's actions at the time of the trade. I was sitting on the stairs, thinking back on everything that had happened. I was on a laptop in the winner's room the whole time. Will you believe that? We can confirm that. Kana wasn't really doing anything, just wandering absent-mindedly. Did anybody see what the three of them were doing? I was moving rubble with KG, didn't see what those three were up to. I was searching all by myself to see if there was any other exit. I think with that, we'll call it there. Thank you for stopping by, and hopefully I can see you on the next one. With that, goodbye.